take it off.
Willie was born into a sailing family and a skiing family. So Willie started sailing. He was born in April, so he was on board a boat as early as May. He did his first solo sailing when he was 5 years of age. He started competitive sailing about, I think he was about 10 or 11 when he started doing competitive sailing. Skiing, well, he has an older brother who enjoyed skiing, and so at the age of 2, he got into his older brother's equipment and started sliding down a little tiny hill in our yard. So pretty early, he caught the bug, and he has been skiing and sailing ever since.
I think I got into it because, like, everybody that does a sport, I think the sport's cool, they just get into it, you know, and they start to like it and they enjoy it, and all the people you meet from that sport.
When I met Willie, he was probably 16, 17 years old. I knew that he was into that kind of stuff. Candidly, I was actually into that stuff when I was younger, more so sailing.
Well, in school when I met him, he was talking about how he skied, and I didn't even know he had anything to do with the sailing until this year, until a few months ago. I found out that his family ran the sailing place down the street there. In skiing, he always told me he skied and he was good and he did freestyle and tricks and stuff, but I didn't know how serious it was until this year, until I started hanging out with him. And then he's telling me about how he made up tricks and how he's skied with professionals, and he met a lot of professionals, and that's when I realized he was serious at one point about skiing.
First time I met Willie, man, like, I was going up a chairlift. I was probably 17 years old. I'm going up this chairlift right now. This kid in all red, like, I see him around the park, like, killing it before. I'm like, oh shit, like, this kid's like, you know, dope. You know, I hear him bump, you know, just like listen to the same song, you know, I'm listening to in my headset. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a cool song, you know, whatever. And he's just like, yeah, you know, cool. And just start talking, and pretty much just started going to the you know, to the park together, just riding out. Since then, I've just been kind of skiing out with him and just doing everything else, hanging out with him and just chilling.
Yeah, I guess I got into skiing and sailing because my parents were in it, you know, and it's just natural progression. But my parents always wanted me to be like a race skier, and they always wanted me to do like certain races and always be competitive, and I guess I enjoyed that, but at the same point I liked to do my own thing, and that's kind of why I got into freestyle more than I got into racing.
Willie has always enjoyed being outdoors. He enjoyed sailing and skiing, both cases, when it was on his terms. If he had to take a lesson, it was always a little bit more of a challenge to get him there. But if you let him go explore and just take him through the course or the pace that you expected him to, he would shine, both sailing and skiing.
My ex-girlfriend Colby, it was the second year I was skiing for 9th grade skis. I met this girl and she was awesome. She was everything. I mean, I'd party and then we'd hang out and she would always be around, and so I said to myself, you know, I want this girl, I want to date her, and I dated her for 3 years, and you know, it kind of actually, it was a good and a bad thing. It took me away from the freestyle skiing, the aspect, the parties and the competitions, but it also kind of hurt because you go ahead from taking something now that you're skiing and you're very competitive and you're one of the best, and then you get a girlfriend, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna hunker back a little bit to hang out with her every weekend, and every weekend for a winter time kind of you get behind. Did Will ever ditch you to go out with Colby?
Man, he dished me all the time. Oh man, I swear to God, like, I come over just to see if he wants to go skiing, and he'd just be like, yeah, I'm chilling, but you gotta go. so I Dude, he would hit me up way later on in the day, completely skip the whole day of skiing. And then I'd be like, yo, what's up, man? I'm like, dude, you missed the whole day. He's like, yeah, I was busy.
There's been different things that have happened in his life, personal things, that maybe has forced him to become a little bit more independent.
High school, middle of high school, my parents started to, I mean, obviously we all and everybody knew my parents were going to divorce. They weren't right for each other. And I mean, it is what it is. Some people, whatever. But yeah, I think that had something to do with me going and competing as hard as I did at these competitions and these trail jams. I mean, you come home and my parents be yelling at each other and they wouldn't talk to me at all. And you go out to a competition where everybody knows your name and you're killing it. I mean, it's just, you make a strive to keep going and going and going.
Many high school kids go through struggles. Certainly he had a challenge of the breakup of his parents' marriage, and I think it made it tough for him to make a decision.
I started getting into cars when I was kind of young. I mean, when I got my license, I got my first car, and the next week I got my first speeding ticket. I mean, it's just addicting. You just keep driving and driving and driving.
He always had a little bit of an interest in the cars that were in the yard, but in high school, he took a course in car repair, and it seemed then that he had really found a bug that he enjoyed. Something not a bug, but he got the bug, and he really enjoyed it. Working on cars, but it was late in high school. He took the class, and then he got the opportunity to move into the field and work in it.
Those definitely are common grounds. Automobiles and stuff. I've been in business for quite some time, so yeah, he used to whip by my shop in whatever crazy car that he had at the time, and we would cover our ears just because it would be so loud and so obnoxious, but that's his style, and the louder the exhaust, the better.
I was fortunate enough to have some not so smart friends that just wanted to go fast and street race, and that's just what we did, and that's kind of how we started to get into it. Going for a drive calms you no matter what. I mean, you get to just get into your car, steer it anywhere you want to, hit the gas, clutch kick, pull the e-brake, do whatever the hell you want to do just to get your mind off of whatever you're thinking about. Professionally at Mitsubishi when I was 16 years old, and I went to them with my car and it was all tearing apart. So my street racing friends were like, yeah, we can fix that, we can help you out, and they never helped me out. So I went there with my engine all broken and everything all split off. I had the head off, I had all the valves out, I had the timing belt off, and I couldn't get it all back together. So I went there and explained to him what I'd done to the service manager, and he said to me, well, we can fix that for you, but I don't know if I have the right guy to fix that. Let me see if the master mechanic is here. And he went out back and they found the guy whose name is Damien Cadero. He's actually my mentor, and he saw the ingenious of what I was trying to do with not really any knowledge of how to fix a car properly, and he said, yeah, we should totally get this kid a job. I mean, he kept asking me personal questions and seeing what I was doing at the time, and at the time I was really doing nothing, just graduated high school. And he said to me, Will, you want to come work here? I said, I'd love to come work here, and that's kind of how it started. And 3 years of working there, and now I'm where I'm at, where I am here. I left there a few months ago, and doing my own thing now, starting my own company, it's definitely great. I can't say that a lot of people my age have done what I've done and worked on how many professional cars, and I learned from the best guy in the country, so.
Keep being ambitious, keep trying, keep up the work. You know, he's a good tech, great tech. Don't give up.
It's what's up, you know what I mean? My boy's good at multiple things, and that's what I look for in people. It's just, you know, good all the way around, solid people. It's how good people have mind thoughts as far as trying to invent stuff or whatever it is. Very few travel it, but I think Willie's on his fast track to getting that.
I think it's great. I think it's exciting to watch him find something, like I said earlier, that he really owns. And I believe he will be successful, and he does appear to enjoy it and will be successful.
Every goal that I've set for the past 5 years, I've reached in a quarter of the time. I wanted to be a head technician at Mitsubishi. I got it when I was 18 years old. I wanted to be sponsored by a professional ski company. I got that when I was 16 years old. I guess I wanted an Evo, and I wanted to do it out crazy. Well, I just got an Evo and I'm only 20 years old, and I want to have it all wacko and crazy, probably around 700 horsepower before I'm 21. Where the next 5 years will be, I'm not sure. I mean, I'd like to have a house, but we'll see. You know, trying to do it slowly and not rush into things so I don't